Hi everyone, I just wanted to take you through very quickly and show you the different ways that you could differentiate assignments in Schoology and individually assign without having your students know that they've gotten an individual or modified assignment. So right here, I'm in one of my courses in Schoology, and I have two different assignments that are differentiated. And the only reason why it's showing up in the title right now, I have one titled main group and one titled EL group, is just for this video today. I would not title anything with the group name in it. Instead, I will title this something like Exit Ticket 1A or Exit Ticket 1B. For group A, group B, you don't really want the students to see their group name in the title because then they'll know they'll have a different assignment, but you also need to be able to keep track of the different assignments. So figure out how you want to do that. I would title this Exit Ticket A, Exit Ticket B, Exit Ticket C, whatever the case may be for your different group names. Okay? So once you have an assignment that you want to give, I want to give this first exit ticket to one group and this exit ticket down here to a different group. You need to decide, do you want to give it to groups or do you want to give it to individual members? Individual members are fine, but if you want to give it to a group, you have to make the group first. To make a group in Schoology, you're going to go to the left-hand side and go to the Members tab. And you'll notice I have two members already in this class, and one of them is already in a group. I normally have three different groups in my classes. I have my core or main group, I have my EL group, and I have my resource IEP 504 group. You can have many different groups, and students can belong to different groups at the same time. They don't only need to belong to one group, but I'm just going to keep it simple today. You can see that this first student right here already has a group name assigned to her. She is already in my core group. I need to put this student down here into an EL group. So I'm going to go ahead and create that group and put that student in there. To create that group, on the right-hand side of the page where it says Organize Members for Grading Groups, when I hover over that button, it changes to Add Grading Group. I'm going to click on that. And I'm just going to simply title this EL. And now I get to decide what students in my class belong in this group. I want to put this student in that group, and I'm going to go ahead and create grading group. Now I can see she's in the EL group. I have these two different groups here on the side that I can then edit or delete if I wish. And I'm going to go back to our main assignments page. Now, this first assignment I already have assigned to one group. This I already gave to my main group of students. So now I need to differentiate and give this exit ticket down here only to my EL group. This EL group is not going to be able to see this main group one, and the main group is not going to be able to see my EL exit ticket. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and edit the assignment using the gear icon. And when I edit the assignment, I'm going to give it a due date as I normally would. And down here underneath options, there are three small dots in a triangle. When I hover over that, it says individually assign. When I click on that, an assign to button pops up, and I can either just type in one student's name if I just want this to go to one student, or I can type in a group name. This belongs to my EL group. That pops up for me right there. I'm going to select it, and I'm going to go ahead and save changes. Now I can see that this belongs to that group. So let's see what this looks like to a student then. I'm going to go ahead and go to my main group, the student who belongs to my main group. When I go to her page, she should only have one exit ticket, and she should not be able to see the EL group. I'm going to go ahead and go to her account and her course. There we go. She only sees, oh my goodness, yes, here we go. She only sees her assignment. She does not see that EL group exit ticket. If I go to the student with the EL group assignment, she only sees the EL group and not the main ticket. Okay, so that is a really great way to have students not be aware that they are getting different assignments. You just have to be very clever in how you title these different things so you can keep track of them as a teacher. Now, let's say I only wanted one student to have access to this folder or a group. You can individually assign folders as well. Create the folder, and under the gear icon is a button that says individually assign. Now, I want this one to only go to my core group. So underneath the grading group, I can select core and I can click next. It's going to ask me to confirm. And so now I see that that is assigned to one group, and I can create however many folders I want to. Going to that student's account and her course, she has that folder. If I go to my EL student, she is not going to have that folder. And there we go. So you can see that. One final thing to keep in mind is how this is going to look in your grade book. If I go back to that course and I go to my grade book, so as you can see here in the grading book, I have those two students, and you'll see that if a student has not been individually assigned to that assignment, Schoology is going to have a grade out box for them. So I can give an assignment here to this student, but she was not given this assignment, so I cannot give her a grade. And the reverse is true for this student. So be aware that this is going to clutter up your gradebook a little bit. One way to get around that is to just make sure that you can either create a whole new assignment and just manually enter in all those scores there, or you can sync one assignment to the gradebook so that it makes that assignment in PowerSchool, and then just manually enter in this student's score in PowerSchool. So there's a couple of different ways to do it. You don't want to actually sync both of them, because then both of these assignments will show up in the gradebook when I'm sure you really only want one in PowerSchool. It's not going to show up necessarily for them in Schoology like that. So it can get a little bit complicated. Just make sure that if you need to manually enter in a score just to kind of keep things clean in PowerTeacher, you can go ahead and do that. And I hope that this was helpful to you. If you have any other questions or concerns, please let me know.